river that runs down. They stay in the river. Wow.
On the right-hand side, that thinner grass right there in that big clump, that's called sawgrass. The reason why they call it sawgrass is it's a very sharp-bladed grass. It can cut you pretty bad. If you're ever stuck out here and you forgot your snack pack, all you have to do is grab the base of it, make sure there's no snakes in there, grab the base of it, pull it straight up. There's a white stem, you can eat it, and it's sweet tasting, it's got a lot of carbs in it, it's very good for you, and it's awesome to eat. It's very great to eat. It tastes very good. But like I said, I've only been driving airboats for about 10 weeks now. Never owned an airboat, but I've been in the Everglades since I was about 11 years old. And the only way I always traveled out here was basically I would drive a car out here and park and walk around the Everglades. Well, one day I was planning on just being out here for about 6 hours for a nice 6-hour hike. Well, you know, guys, we don't get lost, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got confused for about 2 days. The main thing that I survived on was that sawgrass. I just walked around and kept eating the sawgrass all day, and that kept me going. I mean, it does taste sweet, but it really, really does taste sweet to me because that's the only thing I was able to survive on, and I guess I'm still addicted to the sawgrass. Okay, folks, now right in front of us we have another speed trail. Now let me tell you something. Going up that first speed trail we had, well, we had the wind right on our nose, which makes the boat go a little bit slower. But guess what? That wind is on our backside, so it's going to kind of help us push a little bit faster. So here, you definitely want to hold on tight. Now this speed trail here will get us back to civilization, so hold on, here we go. most beautiful place on the planet. I'd rather be out here than anywhere else. I feel more at home in the Everglades than I do in my actual home. So even on my days off, I'm out here walking around. Now, if you traveled further west, which I really, I only had you guys for an hour, but I would love to take you guys further west. Further west you go, the more cooler stuff you see. You start running into cypress swamps, oak hammocks, pinewood forest, salt palmetto fields, then you run into more sawgrass and Everglades, and it's just one of the coolest places you'll ever see.
There's one of the bluebirds right there.
That's a green heron that's hanging out on the leaves right here. That bird right there, that's about as big as they get. That bird's probably one of my favorite wading birds out here. The reason why is because he's got one of the coolest haircuts. His feathers stick out the top of his head when he's in a bad mood, and it looks like little spikes. Now the reason why I don't like this canal is one, this is the last bit of our journey. We're getting ready to get to the dock. And two, I am not allowed to turn around in this canal. Like I said before, we have no brakes and we have no reverse. So, keep your cameras ready because sometimes we do see animals like that green heron that we passed up, but it's very hard to slow the boat down or stop the boat, and I can't turn around, so keep the cameras ready. Now, all the trees that you see in the water here, these are all called pineapple trees. Now, pineapple trees produce an apple. It's a green apple. And you don't want to pluck it off the tree and eat it because if it's not ripe, it's highly toxic. But once it is ripe, it's very, very bitter. And I highly recommend not eating that apple. The tree that's on our right-hand side, it's got some stuff hanging from it. That's called Spanish moss. Now, Spanish moss, it'll constantly grow. Pieces of it will blow off, break off, fly through the wind, hit into another tree, and that's how the Spanish moss spreads itself across the Everglades. Now, in the 1800s, they actually used to use that stuff to stuff mattresses and pillows, but they didn't know there's a little red bug that lives on the inside that likes to chew on people's skin, make you itch like crazy, worse than bed bugs. So they don't use that to stuff mattresses anymore. Now on the left-hand side coming up on the second pineapple tree, if you take a look on the far left, you'll see a little tiny fern. That's a full-grown fern. It's a very beautiful fern. Now that fern there, guys, listen up, that is a perfect house plant for us. The reason why is because you can forget to water that plant. For 20 years or more, and it'll turn brown, shrivel up, and look like it's dead. Well, once you have a little lady coming over, all you have to do is wet it down, and a couple hours later, it'll come right back to life, turn green again. It's called a resurrection fern. That'll be our secret. Here at Holiday Park, we make $1 over minimum wage, so we do depend on tips and gratuities to make a living. So if you guys enjoyed the little Everglades adventure I gave you today, well, tips are greatly and highly appreciated. Now the air plants that you see in these trees that look like pineapple tops, these are called bromeliads. Now the bromeliads, they produce a flower that kind of looks like a feather that comes out of the center. It's a very beautiful flower. It can be multiple colors: red, blue, yellow, purple, pink, orange. It's a very, very beautiful, beautiful flower. Coming up on our left-hand side, there's a tree that's got little tiny leaves right next to the water here. That's called a willow tree. Willow trees, there's different species of willow trees. When you find a willow tree, if you guys have a headache from listening to me talk so much, because I know my mouth constantly goes and it never stops, all you have to do is you take a knife, you scrape off about a 2 to 3 inch piece of that bark, chew on that inner bark, and that equals up to 2 to 3 aspirins. And that's what they used to make aspirins out of, was the inner bark of the willow tree. You are getting ready to dock, so please put your tray tables and chairs in an upright position. When we do get to the dock, please do not try and grab the dock or the pole. You could possibly hurt yourself. And please stay seated. We will let you know when you can exit the boat. You want to make sure that boat is secured to the dock so you don't go kerplunk between the boat and the dock. So please stay seated. We'll let you know when you can exit. So I'd like to say thank you. Welcome to the Everglades, folks, and I hope you guys enjoyed your time out here. You can always come out to the Everglades in all different ways. Just out in this area right here, airboats are the funnest and coolest way. Another thing you can do is rent a John boat and head out on a John boat, go out on your own, check things out. Even going down these dirt roads, which we call levees, there's yellow gates across them where you can't drive down them, but you are allowed to walk down there. You can walk down those levees and check things out down there. Other ways is you can rent canoes and kayaks at other places and check out the Everglades, walk down designated trails, go to Everglades National Park. You can even rent bicycles down there. Everglades National Park, they even have paved roads where you can take your car and drive around the Everglades down there as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Everglades today. So here we go, we're going in for a docking, so please hold on tight, there might be a slight bump. How'd you guys like that?
Very cool.
Alright, now as you guys exit, please watch your heads, watch your open toes. Thank you. Welcome to Holiday Park.
Good job.